Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Most men with large body counts stay discreet. Now, yeah, of course, everybody talking worried about the woman's body count and stuff, but okay. But let's be real, you got a few men out there, and I emphasize the word few, who actually got like very large body counts, like legitimately like in the hundreds and stuff like that, right? Legitimately, or, you know, shoot, or a lot, more so than the average guy. Let's put it like that, more so than the overwhelming majority. But here's an interesting thing, and this is something to think about. And most of them stay discreet. Most of them stay discreet. They ain't gonna let you know how many they have. Or they ain't gonna be like, yeah, I've been with 50 women. Like they around the fellas, and yeah, I've been with 25. Like, I'm gonna tell you something now. Whenever somebody tell me their body count, like in a comment or even in person, I just say, okay. You know why? Because first of all, a lot of men lie about it. One of the things I found, a lot of men lie about it. If they trying to share their specific counts with you and everything, I'm just like, okay. I'm just saying, I don't know for sure, but you start finding out some stuff. Like I'd never forget this one dude, on here in the comments. He might even see this video. He would always like post, yeah, I've been with 300. Yeah, I've been with 300. And I ain't say anything good or bad, right? But he, at some point he said, well, they were all escorts. I'm like, okay. And I'm just be real, I don't count that. I don't care. Anybody can pay. There's no skill involved. If you got money and the woman going to take it, anybody can do that. So if you talk about, there's way more guys who got large counts, but they paid for all of it. And I mean direct payment, not like, or took her to dinner or anything. I don't count them because that's not skill. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. But if you talk about the skill in being able to have sex with a large amount of women, because understand what goes into it first before I get into the discreet part. But what goes into it first, you got to be sexually attractive to a large number of women. Sexually attractive. You know, the physical can be like whatever, but at the minimum, you're talking about a woman getting naked, letting you go up in her. She got to be sexy. You got to have something about you that allows that. Now, here's the reality. Even when I talk about tribes, every woman is different. So a man would have to have a personality that can click with different emotional natures of women. So, you know, that's significant. Think about it, you know, because I don't care who the woman is. Yeah, the only real thing they got in common is they're biologically female. That's the only real thing they have in common. Because other than that, there's going to be different levels. Some are going to be really extremely feminine. Some going to be really masculine, like personality-wise and behavior. Even their vagina is going to be different. For those guys who haven't had that much sex, trust me, every woman's vagina is different. Different types of vaginas. Shoot. Some even might have relatively large clitorises, clits. And some might have small, some going to have this stuff shaved. It's different stuff. Their vulvas are going to be different sizes, things of that nature. I mean, it's so many little things. So a man being able to deal with different types of women, shoot. In fact, even their sexual responses are going to be different. If you like track a woman's sexual response on a scale from 1 to 100, if you were to put a score on it, for some, their sexual response is 10. You know, shoot, it'd be you gotta do a lot to turn that woman on. You gotta do a lot. Probably gotta be damn near physically perfect, a lot of patience, a lot of stamina. And even then, you ask her how was it afterwards, she might be like, And then the next woman might be at a 90 and stuff. Or you had to do it. You could just look at her and dip your head and she'd be like, oh. You know? But here's my point. That's something in itself. But why would they stay discreet about it? Because see, a lot of men will feel like, well, yeah, get with all brag. No, see, one of the things is You understand one thing about women. Well, there's a couple things. There's a couple things in this dynamic. One, women in general want to give that goody-goody image. Yeah, you got some more younger ones coming out and everything, but overall, the goody-goody image. That's why even with that body count thing, you know, if a woman says she only been with 3, I automatically say, oh, okay, probably 6. Nothing against them. It's just like they know, because a lot of men are judging it just on that body count thing. You know, they know men are judging, you know, on one hand want the sexually enticing women, but on the other hand will judge them for actually how they got to be sexually enticing, which means they probably had some practice. You know, so women know they always going to hold back. They always going to hold back. See, and one of the things they look for in that guy is, 1, a guy who's not going to judge them. 2, a guy who's going to be quiet. A lot of women don't like that guy who's going to have sex with a woman and then go out and tell all his buddies. That's one thing women don't like. So they on one level, they look for discreetness. They look for discreetness because this man ain't going to ruin their reputation. He going to be quiet about it. He's going to be quiet about it. He ain't going to tell everybody. You know, he ain't going to let everybody know. I'm going to tell you the truth, even personally. There's a lot of women who will watch this video and they say, what we do, you ain't going to put out, are you? And, you know, really haven't, if you really listen to me. I know some guys would probably say, oh, you need to. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because you got to be discreet on that level. They want to make sure you ain't putting their shit out there, fucking with their reputation. And then there's another level which we still not talking about a lot. Who women cheat with. Who women cheat with. I never forget, I'm talking with a coworker one time on one of my 1,000 jobs. And, you know, we were just talking about that, like women cheating and stuff, or, you know, being discreet. And I said, man, I hooked up with a woman, nobody would know about it. And the woman looked me dead in the eye and said, you the man I would cheat with, this married woman. And just as an aside, that's why I know what I know. Because, I mean, I said it, I have no problems admitting to it. Ain't proud of it, it happened. But was a side man a lot. A lot of guys try to put it down, but one of the things with it is you see more of a woman's true nature. And they want that guy who's gonna be quiet. They want, trust me, they checking that. Like if you get some guy like in a public place, like say in a club or something, say in a club, and you know, he's at a table, he might be all the dudes and stuff, like sitting there you know, talking about women and stuff, even though there's a bunch of women around, say, yeah, man, I did this woman, I did this woman, I did this woman. And he might think it's cool, but he don't realize that a lot of men, a lot of women are paying attention to it. He don't realize that a lot of women are paying attention to it, listening to him. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, you know? So, and that's part of the thing too. You got to move with some discreetness. Like I've talked about the sexual shadow world, you know? Women, when they really get down, they want to get down with that man who's going to be quiet about it. Because then they can free themselves. Like you get these women who dealing with some of these sex parties and stuff. First of all, the men that even get invited to it, they actually scream for discreetness. They actually screamed for it. You know, some of these parties, they might call themselves a travel club, whatever. Like if it's a bunch of women, you ever get invited, as a man, you ever get invited to some party given by a woman, trust me, they done vetted you. Even if you don't know them, you be thinking there's some random stuff, but then, because the one thing, women within their groups, oh, trust me, they talking about the men. Any social situation. Shout out Cousin T-Tar, he always talks about the office fuck file. Man goes into office, trust me, the women having conversations. I've talked to some many dudes in the real world and they say, yeah, man, I've been on that fuck file. So, you know, but they look for who gonna be quiet about it. So that's just a dynamic. That's just a real dynamic that many men need to consider. Many men need to consider the importance of being discreet. The importance. And women checking for it. Like I said, even some women watching my videos, I guarantee, because one few told me, they trying to say, all right, is Rom going to be quiet about it? In fact, I've had women directly talk to them. They say, this ain't going to be on one of your videos, is it? And I'm going to tell you what, all the women who we've had encounters, they can honestly say, I can't say I called them. Usually I don't ever talk about a woman I'm dealing with currently. So, it is what it is. So anyway, that's all I have for now, y'all. But really think about that. And, you know, the men who really out there getting it in, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.